Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Friday, October 10th, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? First two cards we are starting our day off with today are... We've got here the Emperor in its reversal in combination with the Two of Pentacles in its upright. Let's talk a little bit about this energy right now, shall we? So the thing that we are effectively observing, and I need to kind of describe the energy that we're experiencing right now is, I wanted the thing about it, and I need to kind of clarify because I'm sure you've picked up on it. It feels a little weird, right? It's like the energy itself is weird. So the reason it's potentially feeling a little bit weird right now is we're going through a Pluto retrograde. Now that Pluto retrograde is ending in a couple of days. Pluto will be going direct on the 13th. But in the meantime, I need to stress, we've got Mars and Mercury that are both in Scorpio. So the thing I need to kind of describe about that is remember how I said that Pluto in retrograde felt a little how do I describe it? It felt like a weird placement this entire time. I've been describing it a little bit of like the energy of like a haunted house in the summertime kind of thing. The thing with Scorpio, the thing with Mars and Mercury in Scorpio during a Pluto retrograde is a lot of the feeling of weirdness, of things being in weird places, right? It's like working through the incongruity of experiences. And so I want you to kind of think about that as you're navigating through a lot of this energy right now, because, and I need to kind of describe that. How do I describe this best? The work that we're effectively seeing, and it has to do with a continuation of the fact that we're going through a lot of moon lessons right now. The energy and separation is going through moon lessons, and the ability to articulate and identify upon nuance, like the space by which we're able to recognize and identify the meaning of things. And I keep on saying that the way we often identify the meaning of things is when they're removed from the space by which we would typically experience them, is what I keep on hearing. And so the gift of this energy, to a certain extent, has to do with objectivity. It has to do with the identification or the environment by which we're able to like speak upon our, and this is what I mean too, in relationality to incongruity, because it's also the identification point of how we're doing our shadow work effectively, right? Because we talk a lot about the space of being able to identify and recognize our own weirdness. This is where we left off with the last lesson, right? Like the ability to embrace our own weirdness is something that becomes an energetic gift to those around us, because it is the ability to articulate and to identify and to speak upon something with clarity. So the thing that we're effectively seeing right now, and I like to describe this, is that ability of doing so, I feel like there's something that feels really healing that's occurring there. Right? It feels energetically restorative. It feels energetically cathartic. But it also, I can see it can also create modalities of feeling very, very energetically triggered. And the thing about it right now, and this is what's interesting about navigating those triggers, right? Because when we hold a trigger in the space by which it's something that we identify as a standard, then we're able to feel energetically fortified about it. We're able to understand what is defined as a healthy trigger. But when we aren't when we're not able to do that work, and this is often the indication point of something that we're healing from, then we feel energetically triggered because the trigger feels like it's in a weird place, right? And the thing we keep on talking about is that trauma builds triggers in weird places. It's those experiences or those modalities by which we feel energetically triggered that we often are working to resolve. And that's what I mean when I talk. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is the unification point as to why the energy right now feels incongruous, because it's potentially, this energy is effectively very triggering. But the understanding point of being able to identify the difference between feeling energetically triggered in the space by which we hold a standard versus being able to feel energetically triggered and being able to resolve and work through something, this is what effectively identifies and recognizes and allows us to effectively be able to heal more effectively. But it's not easy work. Now we're going to go through that from the energy in separation up until the energy that's moving deep within divine union right now. Now, the difficulty that I need to express, even in reading right now for the energy in separation, is that I'm seeing effectively three different phases, as it were, of energy in separation, which makes a lot of sense given the fact that we're working through moon cycles. Can I please have the center card for today's spread? Yep, center card for today's spread, we've got here the Chariot energy. Now, speaking towards the Chariot energy, the thing I want to kind of refer to, and I just want to show you, even in the space of these cards, I want to show you how incongruous these cards are right now to help you get a better sense of what we're effectively feeling. We've got here the Emperor card in its reversal. We've got the Two of Pentacles in its upright, and we've got the Chariot. Okay. Now this is very important when we see cards of this nature, because this is talking towards the three different phases that we're seeing currently that's occurring for the energy in separation. Now, the first modality that we're effectively identifying has to do, I keep on hearing the first modality has to do with the energy that is working upon restoration. And I keep on seeing that the thing about that restoration, I keep on hearing it's restoration and transformation. It's restoration and transformation in the context of another being able to articulate how much they have changed. And it's in the context of that ability to describe what has changed, that is allowing the space of something. I keep on hearing allowing the space of something feeling positive or restorative. It even feels like deep friendship energy, right? It's allowing for a lot of the energy to, and I keep on hearing it's potentially bringing back a lot of the energy from the past. But even in the space by which the energy is articulating about the past, it's almost like the energy is talking to one another about how they change in terms of something that occurred in the past. Now, I keep on hearing that those are true apologies because it's all built on catharsis. They're not trying to make a change in the present. They're just trying to articulate to another that the change has occurred because they feel like it will be restorative to another person's healing journey. So we see even now that for a lot of that energy, being able to facilitate and do that work, it's patient and it's fortifying and it's energetically restorative. Now, this brings us, at the same time that all of that is happening, we're also recognizing and identifying sealed separations. And what do we effectively identify in the space of sealed separations? Those modalities or those experiences wherein we feel something, right? And I keep on seeing the space by which we identify and articulate upon. I keep on seeing, remember how we're seeing all of that transformation that's occurring in some of those relationships right now. If these are situations wherein another person feels more like they are checking upon how they feel about things, right? Like the observation of the difference between a manifestation goal that was articulated, right? The manifestation goal that was articulated that allows something to feel energetically productive, right? Allows something to feel like it's moving in a healthy direction versus someone, because I keep on hearing a separation of someone facilitating a change due to moving towards a manifestation goal, and another person, rather than wanting to transform into that manifestation goal, almost checking to see if another person feels that way. I keep on hearing this is resolving and reaffirming to some energy the direction that they feel that they are moving towards. And everything I keep on seeing about that is it feels very stabilizing, but at the same time, it also is potentially triggering because it's making them feel a lot of emotionality and relationality to past experiences. Now, this brings us to the new relationships that are coming together at this time. And everything I keep on seeing with those new relationships, there's something to be observed there's something to be observed in the space of being able to identify and articulate upon, and this is why I keep on laughing when I'm reading into these energies right now. There's like it's training wheels energy. There's a lot of there's healthy cynicism that they're holding towards the mutual manifestation goal. These are relationships where they have been hurt before. They've been hurt before in the difference between another person articulating the desire for something but not having the strength or stability of self to be able to move in accordance to it. And so that's why I almost have like a little bit of this healthy cynicism, because they're working through what is healthy cynicism. They're holding hope, right? They're holding hope for what it is that they're speaking towards one another upon, but they're not letting that hope distort their perception of what is energetically happening. So there's a lot of, I keep on hearing, there's a lot of clear seeing there. There's a lot of that. I keep hearing there's a lot of clear seeing. There's a lot of that space in terms of arriving to and speaking towards energetic possibilities. And I keep on seeing that, like, a lot of the work that's occurring in those spaces, like I keep on hearing, I don't know why I keep on hearing it's slow, but it's groundbreaking is what I keep on getting. It's like slow groundbreaking is what I keep on seeing. Now, continuing to get clarification between our 4th and 5th cards in our 5-card spread, we have here our World card in its reversal in combination with our 5 of Cups in its reversal. Now we're going to talk a little bit about those temperance partnerships that are also moving deeper into divine union right now. And this is what I mean about the complexity of walking through these relationships. While we see that there's a lot of hesitation, I keep on hearing healthy hesitation that is occurring right now for energy that is healthy hesitation for energy that is in separation. There is gravitas that is occurring for the energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now. As I mentioned, for some of these relationships, at the time that they were beginning a relationship together, I keep on seeing they'd been through a lot of difficulty. They'd been through a lot of trauma. They did not want to weigh down the new relationship by going into detail upon the full magnitude of the energetic trauma that they experienced. So that ability of effectively opening up about it, like that effective, that mode, like what I basically see, and that's what I keep on hearing, they're going through a solar plexus opening, is because they're opening up to each other about something that they're already resolved from. They're already over it. But they're feeling like they're like, I keep on hearing like the onus to effectively articulate upon it because they want to get to know one another deeper. They want them to understand the full magnitude of something that they experienced. And so for a lot of these relationships, that ability of doing so, I keep on seeing they're working through Neptune. They're working through Neptune lessons, right? And this isn't surprising given the fact that Neptune is going to be retrograding back into Pisces shortly. And the problem going through, I keep wondering, like, the problem going through Neptune lessons has to do, and I keep on saying like this is, and it's so wild because the energy in coming into divine union is going through Neptune lessons. The energy that's deep within divine union is going through Saturn lessons. This is what we get when we have Neptune and Saturn just dipping back and forth in Pisces back into Aries due to the retrograde season. Now they're recognizing, they're feeling, the counterparts are potentially feeling a lot of emotionality for something that has already happened. Right? The observation of feeling the full breadth of something that occurred and working through the volatility of that and just effectively making more room for it. You know, I just keep on hearing it's creating an expansion point because it's the energy that is working to energetically accommodate and make room for it, given the fact that they understand that if they were to do something about it, it doesn't change anything. It almost worsens something, because if the counterpart has already worked to resolve something, then it would be energetically indulgent to reopen it again, right? I keep on seeing like that's what the effective energy is like working through. It's very complicated. So I keep on seeing like the energy is working through the energetic complication of a scenario like that. And what are they doing? They're grounding in the present. Right? They're allowing the ability to ground in the present to fortify that energetic resolve. Now, this brings us to the energy that's moving deep within divine union. For the purposes of our readings, those are the magician partnerships that were coming together between the time of the solstice up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. Clarification between our Emperor card and our Two of Pentacles. One card to clarify, please. We've got here the Two of Wands, and it's upright. And so what are we effectively seeing with the Two of Wands and it's upright? The thing I keep on identifying here, the Two of Wands and it's upright, effectively, I keep on hearing, it effectively speaks to us in relation now. I keep on hearing it speaks to us about I keep on hearing like what we're working to energetically resolve, what we're working to energetically change. And I keep on seeing that, and I feel like this is like, I feel like there's something really nourishing. I keep on hearing there's something nourishing happening right now in relationality to having weird conversations, if that makes sense. And the reason I keep on hearing this is, and it's a continuation of understanding. It's like working on the context of the self. And I keep on, and this is what we often understand and we work through, and we have a lot of energy in Scorpio. And this is what we can expect when we've got Mercury and Mars in Scorpio. And on top of Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, we also have Pluto in retrograde. How do I describe this best? So when we identify and articulate, and I keep on hearing, our weirdness becomes uniqueness in the space by which we take ownership of it, is what I keep on getting, right? And this is what we talk about in relationality to like the pathwork of the self. It's effectively working towards the space by which we know ourselves better when we own our weirdness, right? Because the weirdness that we effectively own becomes the exploration of being able to identify what makes us energetically unique, right? And this is why, and this is why I need to stress that energy like this can feel very triggering, because if you are not in the space by which one is like taking full ownership of your weirdness right now, it's a weird time. It's a weird time. It's a weird time is what I keep on seeing, right? Because I keep on getting that it's just the space by which I keep on hearing it's like it's like it's a lot of that, like I keep on hearing, like, and that's what I mean about the energetically restorative conversation in articulating to another person and saying like I'm going through some weird stuff, or even in the space by which we're able to identify and articulate on the weirdness, we're able to build into specificity, we're able to build into the prospect, or the identification point of nuance. And so I feel like that in itself is what feels very energetically nourishing and fortifying in energy like we see right now, because I keep on hearing it allows for refreshing conversations as it relates to like previously weird experiences, is what I keep on hearing. And that's what I mean in terms of some of the, I told you, I see some pockets right now of beautiful healing that are potentially occurring in the space by which we are. I keep on hearing I keep on hearing like, how do I describe this? Like it's how do I describe this? So, and I'm sorry, because it's like very nuanced energy, so it's really, really specific. It's the space by which we articulate to another our uniqueness. And I keep on hearing, when we take ownership of our weird and we articulate to another what makes us unique, we find energetic similarity there, is what I keep on hearing. We find the observation. I keep on hearing the observation of being able to connect with one another by identifying and articulating upon those moments of uniqueness. And that's what's so beautiful. And that's why I told you about like a lot of that similarity, right? I keep on hearing, it requires one to be brave about it. It requires one to be able to articulate upon it. It requires one to like have those moments by which you're able to identify and articulate like what it is that you're trying to do in a better way. And and that's why I keep on hearing that for the restoration energy, that feels really reaffirming, right? Because I almost keep on hearing it's like the energy that says like that, like it's, I keep on hearing like someone saying like, thank you, that means a lot to me, like another person articulating upon it. Whereas I keep on seeing this is why there may be so much energetic volatility if these are situations and circumstances wherein another person moved away from something because there was a disparity in a manifestation goal, right? And this is the energy that observes something that feels like it's weird, right? Like I keep on hearing like the space by which another person comes back to check upon something, right? Comes back to check upon something rather than wanting to have that fortifying conversation, rather than wanting to have that nourishing conversation about something. So everything I keep on seeing there is, and that's what I meant about the sealed separations that are currently happening at the same time that new ground is being created in the space of old situations where there's a conversation in relationality to transformation, right? Now this brings us to those relationships that are coming together right now, and that's what I meant about these relationships having some kind of healthy sense of cynicism, clarification between our Two of Pentacles and its upright in combination with the Chariot card. We've got here the Three of Cups in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about this Three of Cups energy that we're seeing in its reversal. So the Three of Cups energy in its reversal, speaks to us specifically in relationality to, I keep on hearing speaks to us specifically in relationality to working through healing from past experience. And that's why I keep on seeing that for some of the energy building into relationship right now, I keep on seeing like this is the energy like moving through their own sense of hesitation. Because for a lot of those relationships, everything I keep on identifying there has to do with this space of articulating and identifying having been hurt before as it relates to another. I keep on hearing as it relates to as it relates to another's like inability to know the self that often stands in the way of a manifestation goal. And this is why we often, remember how I said trauma builds triggers in weird places. And that's what's so painful, because I almost see a lot of this energy that's almost talking to each other about the fact that like they were in some kind of relationship where everything was okay until it wasn't. Like everything was absolutely in the space by which it was going well until like I keep on hearing like that energetic trigger took over. And this is why like I keep on seeing that there's almost that hesitancy that the energy is navigating, because they're working. I almost feel like they're looking at each other and being like, how healed are you? You know what I mean? Like, how healed are you? Are you articulating upon the fact that you aspire and desire to be healed? Or are you still working through the energetic trigger? And the thing is, and here's the thing about it, we all have those triggers, right? And it's the space, and I keep on hearing the more and it's not about getting rid of our triggers entirely. It's about knowing where they're energetically placed, right? We often don't get triggered in the observation of knowing that we have an energetic trigger. It's the space by which we're able to observe that one is occurring that allows us the ability to kind of move through it. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, I keep on describing or seeing circumstances or situations wherein they're talking to each other a lot about the past. I keep on hearing the energy right now that's building into relationship. I keep on hearing them say, in order to go forward, we must go backward, because it's the energy that is effectively feeling fortified in the manifestation by doing the auric work and being able to understand and recognize the path by which they've come to find one another. Now, continuing to get clarification for the energy that's moving deeper into divine union, those temperance partnerships that were coming together between the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. Clarification between our Chariot card and the World card in its reversal. We've got here the Empress card in its reversal. So there's emotional volatility is what I keep on seeing. There is a lot of emotional volatility that is personally occurring right now for some of the energy that is moving deeper into divine union. They're sharing more with each other. And the thing I keep on hearing, because they're sharing with each other, they're not sparing each other the details, right? I keep on hearing they're sharing more and they're not sparing the details. And that's why I keep on hearing they're going through an expansion point. And it's so strange because every time I read about the expansion point right now, it's energetically resting between the throat and the heart chakra. So it's like, it's working through, I keep on hearing, because it's because it's a solar plexus, it's like a solar plexus awakening. And here's the thing about it. It's activating the heart chakra, but then it's trying to move through it, because I keep on hearing the thing with Neptune's lessons is they need to effectively expand through it, because they recognize and identify that if they do something about it, then they reawaken the past that the counterpart is actively working on healing from. That's the best way I'm trying to describe the energetic complication that I'm seeing in relationality to a circumstance or situation. I just keep on seeing the energy working through this. I keep on hearing them working through the same condition, which is they're feeling a lot of feelings for the past. They're feeling a lot of emotionality and relationality to what counterpart has told them about the past. They're wanting to go back and do something about it, but they realize that they can't, because if they do, they reactivate the past that the energetic counterpart is working fundamentally on leaving in the past. So that's why I keep on seeing that there's a little bit of this work here that feels, I keep on hearing, do you see how complicated? It's an expansion. but it's a complicated expansion because it's an expansion in relationality to feeling emotional upon something that's already energetically happened. Now, this brings continuing to clarification, moving into the energy deep within divine union right now, clarification between our world card in its reversal in combination with our Five of Cups in its reversal. We've got here the King of Swords in its reversal. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about masculine and feminine energy and how this energy is being mutually experienced. Now, the thing with it, and this is what I keep on seeing in relationality to that complication, the difference between the energy that is coming into divine union, working through Neptune lessons, the energy that's deep within divine union, working through Saturn lessons, right? Because and it's so wild because, and this is what I meant about the complexity of the energy I'm reading into right now. The energy that's coming into divine union is working through the fact that you can't touch, I keep on hearing, you can't touch Neptune's stuff. Like, if you touch Neptune's stuff, it becomes your stuff. If you touch Neptune's stuff, it becomes your responsibility, is what I keep on hearing. If you touch Neptune's stuff, it becomes your responsibility. But like, if the thing with the Saturn lessons that I keep on seeing is that Saturn, I feel like there's something very energetically painful that is potentially occurring because I keep wondering, it's the observation and working through. I keep on hearing the space by which, for the energy that is deep within divine union. How do I describe this? I keep on just hearing the same message coming through for the energy deep within divine union, which is healthy partnership, healthy relationship wants to see us steadfast, which is the observation that if there's something that is energetically occurring, right, outside of partnership, if there's something that they're seeing, if they're feeling a point of celebration, but another person is in a modality of rumination, I just keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy working through that modality, I keep on seeing that the energy is working to like allow for the space of feelings to be released, and they're giving each other support through it. But at the same time that they're giving each other support through it, I keep on seeing that the energy is I keep on hearing they're reassessing their own experience in relationality to the past in the context of the present. And so everything we keep on seeing that's occurring there, I keep on hearing it's heavy. You know, there's a lot of feelings there. There's a lot of emotionality is what I keep on seeing. But there's something about that emotionality that I keep on seeing is like, I just keep on hearing the energy. They're supporting each other through that journey. Now, continuing to get clarification between our Two of Wands in combination with our Three of Cups in its reversal. We've got here the Ace of Swords in its upright. And we like to see the Ace of Swords here because the Ace of Swords in its upright speaks to us specifically. And we're getting back to the energy that is in, like, this is what's happening across all of the frequencies right now. There's something really important to be said. There's something really important to be said in relationality to, how do I describe this? In relationality to, like, I keep hearing working through the context of one's own energetic confidence is what I keep on seeing. And the thing about it is, and I keep on getting this, like, and this is what we often, like, this is often what happens when, and I need to describe this. Hold on. I just need to take a look at something here. You know, the thing about, I need to describe, and it's funny too, because it has to do with the fact that I articulated that this Aries full moon is hitting a little bit different. given the fact that it's in Libra season. Because I was saying the last time that we did a reading that the Aries energy it feels like it's very stabilizing. And the thing about the energy of the Aries being very stabilizing has to do with the Aries energy in conjunction with the Libra season that we find ourselves in. Because Aries energy in Libra articulates upon finding energetic balance. It's the ability of feeling, and I just want to show you this. Like this is what we mean with like the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. It allows the space by which we feel energetically stable, and I keep on seeing that energetic stability point allows. I keep on hearing it allows us. I keep on hearing it allows us the ability to be able to define what we're doing. It allows us the ability to be able to, I keep on hearing, pinpoint or articulate upon something that we're working to do in a greater way. And so everything I keep on seeing there, and this is what I meant about the space by which even this energy can either feel very energetically fortifying, or it can feel triggering. And I'm going to say in some modalities right now, it's potentially going to feel like it's both, because it helps us to identify like what energetic circumstances we're working to resolve upon, like what it is that we're trying to do in a better fashion, versus what it is that effectively is something that we're healing from or something that we're working to resolve within the self. And for the energy in separation right now, that is effectively, I keep on hearing like that is effectively what we're seeing. Because remember how I said that this is an energy where we see simultaneously transformative conversations. So we've got transformative conversations that are occurring, and at the same time, sealed separations. And it all has to do with the ability to articulate upon what has changed, right? Now, the difference is the energy that is effectively transforming in the midst of this is the energy that's talking about how much they themselves have changed, right? It's the interpersonal conversation in relationality to personal transformation. What is reaching potentially sealed separation is the observation of another checking to see if another has changed, right? Because it's the space by which another person doesn't come towards us wanting to have a transformational conversation, but instead is like, hey, are you still the same way you were before? Right? It's like that often, like I keep on hearing, often allows the context of feeling energetically reaffirmed in relationality to what it is that they're trying to do in a better way. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy doing that work. And that's why I see even now that these new relationships that are coming together at this time, I keep on hearing those new relationships that are coming together in this time are like very, very nuanced, right? Because I keep on hearing like the nuance of the relationships are effectively identifying and working. I keep wondering, like the nuance of the relationships is the articulation or the definition of effectively being able to identify or speak towards something that one has a lot. I keep on hearing like that one has a lot of energetic commitment towards. And I keep on hearing, it's interesting because I keep on hearing like these are the relationships I keep wondering, these are the relationships of unique interests, which is interesting because I keep on, it's like the relationships, they're like, I keep on getting, they're like niche relationships is what I keep on hearing. It's like, I keep on getting like, there's like a uniqueness to them that is very like it's very I keep on hearing it's very energetically selective. Now continuing to get clarification between our three of cups in its reversal in combination with that Empress card in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our 10 of swords in its upright. So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about this 10 of swords that we're seeing. All like the whole third row right now is all sword energy. This is what we effectively see is happening right now for the energy that's coming into divine union, right? And this is what's so volatile upon something that they're energetically receiving from counterpart. It's almost like the energy, like I can see the energy like feeling a lot of emotions and then immediately feeling the need to let them go. Right? It's like all of the emotions and then immediately working towards release. It's like all of the emotions in relationality to something from the past and then whoosh, like releasing them, right? Just like allowing that space of building into the pathwork of expansion. Because I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing the energy, I keep on hearing the energy in like moving into divine union, saying the same thing to themselves as they're experiencing the modality of having, like they're having a heart to heart conversation where another person is adding weight to something. They're adding gravitas. And I can hear the energy. I told you, this is why they're working through Neptune lessons, which is I keep on hearing them say, if I don't let it go, I reawaken it. If I don't let it go, I reawaken it, right? Like the space by which it's like if they don't let go of the feeling, then the feeling like the past becomes the energetic present. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, like that, I keep on hearing like that state or that space of feeling grounded to energetically release something. And I keep on hearing it. They're almost doing it on behalf of the counterpart that's working to actively heal from something, is what I keep on getting, right? It's like a lot of that. It's like it's like they're receiving a lot of swords from the counterpart, and then they're immediately working to let the swords go because they know. I keep on hearing it's like these are past swords, right? This is a lot of the pain from the past that they're working to accommodate for. Now, this brings us to the energy that is coming like deep within divine union, those magician relationships, clarification between our Empress card in its reversal and the King of Swords in its reversal. We've got here the six of, I need to point this out, the Six of Wands in its reversal. Now, this is really interesting in relationality to what we're effectively seeing with the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Wands in its reversal. Because, and I like to point this out. And this is what I meant about, like, there's something working through right now. The space, I keep hearing there's something working through right now in the space of energetic, I keep hearing like in the space of energetic integrity is all I keep on seeing, right? There's something about that that's really important. And I need to point this out. The identification the identification of integrity has a lot to do with the observation of what we identify and recognize as energetically important, right? It's something that effectively fortifies the self. And this is why I keep on seeing that there's a lot, I keep on hearing there's a lot of integral healing that is occurring right now across all of the frequencies. And I keep on hearing integral healing is the identification point of holding. I keep hearing it's the identification point in being able to hold strong in relationality to what we energetically mutually care about. And that observation of doing so, right? Like being able to, and I like to point this out, integrity and likability do not jive well, because it's the observation that when we're being integral and when we're being energetically integral, then we're not doing it for the we're not doing it for the sake or for the identification point of necessarily caring how others feel about it. It's the gift that we give in terms of being able to articulate upon something and define upon something, to be able to kind of, I keep on seeing, like, put our own force of intention towards something in a way that feels energetically steadfast, that helps us, I keep on hearing, like, helps us clear an energetic path for one another. And so I feel like there's a lot of that type of energy here that we're effectively identifying. And the thing that we effectively see, and this is what we kind of come into again in terms of embracing or articulating upon our weirdness. Because when we embrace upon our weirdness and we identify that we're unique, we articulate and I keep on hearing, we stand upon it because we feel strong about it, right? And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, I feel like it's like, I keep on seeing, like, there's a lot of that, like, I keep on hearing, like, it's working on the space of energetic reliability. And this is what we keep on seeing too, because when we are able to define upon something that we energetically care about, like, we put a lot of that force of intention towards it. And for a lot of the energy, and the reason I keep on talking about this right now is it has a lot to do with the energy in separation and why we see so many differences in terms of the different phases that are occurring, right? Because what we're effectively seeing is the energy in separation is working through manifestation integrity, right? It's I keep on hearing, it's working through the energetic context of being able to articulate upon, being able to define upon something, being able to speak about something, and also, like, I keep on hearing the difference between articulating upon something, that I keep on hearing, like, the difference between articulating upon something that feels energetically easy versus the ability of putting that hard work in. And then that's the thing about this energy right now, because you'll recall that I mentioned that for the energy in separation, like, the energy that's having those transformational conversations are literally talking about how much they've changed. They're even potentially talking about how they see the past in a different way. I keep on hearing it's like it is a consistent transformation, because they're not just saying I've changed. They're like they're going into detail about it. Is what I keep on hearing. Like, they're expounding upon it. For the energy that is building into sealed separation, it's the lack of change, right? It's the energetic lack of change that creates, I keep on hearing, it creates that feeling of, like, I keep on hearing, it's like the lack of energetic change that almost creates that feeling of, like, I just keep on seeing, like, it's hard. I keep on hearing, it's like the energy says, like, it's hard to see, but it's reaffirming, is what I keep on getting. It's like it's looking at something, it's feeling the frustration, but then almost feeling energetically reaffirmed in relationality in terms of what one is trying to do in a better fashion. Now, for the energy that's building into new relationship, this is why I keep on seeing that there is so much of this hesitation as it relates to the new partnerships, because I keep on seeing, like, I was describing this, like, there is this element, I keep on hearing there's this element of sus. I just need to point this out. Like, there's a little bit of this element of sus in the new partnerships that I keep on seeing that are occurring during this time. And the reason I keep on seeing that there's this, like, it's so funny, because the reason I was laughing about it is because the energy is finding the mutuality of manifestation goal that feels so like feels so similar that it feels a little energetically sus. Like it's the energy that, and what are they doing? They're building into the context of the past. They're talking to one another about energetic history. They're working through the modality of experience in relationality to what it is that they're trying to do in a better way in order to build the affirmation, or in order to build the energetic stabilization point in terms of what they're feeling versus what they're seeing, right? They're holding the healthy cynicism. Continuing to get clarification between our Ace of Swords and our Ten of Swords in its upright. One card to clarify. Wow, we've got double tens out on the table. Oh, correction. Sorry, we've got a 9. That's a 9. That's not a 10, it's a 9. But I think that the thing I need to point out, and the reason I said it was a 10, okay, let me show you why I said it was a 10, is because I need to point this out. We've got the 8 of Cups with the Ace of Swords. So it's like it's 1 and 9, which makes 10 next to a 10. So effectively we see even now, it's giving, and we've got a lot of 2s on the table too. So I keep on getting, it's like the reason we see effectively, and what does it mean when we see a new 10? So it's the identification of effectively, how do I describe this? The identification in the understanding that there are ways to do something that are, and I keep on hearing, this is why we let go. I keep on hearing, this is why we let go of the falsehood of illusion, right? Because when we arrive, like I keep on hearing, like when we arrive to circumstances or when we arrive to situations and we are able to, I keep on hearing, like when we're able to articulate upon our own energetic uniqueness, right? We're able to identify and recognize, right? It creates a new 10 because it's the observation of effectively being able, like often, I keep on hearing, often when we let go of our feeling of perfection, we find something even better than we can expect on the other side of it, right? And this is what we talk about in relationality to working through, like I keep on hearing, a healthy manifestation is one that we're not trying to force. I keep on hearing, we're not trying to force situate. We don't try to force things. We pay attention, right? We like it's a it's like it's an energetic combination of being able to understand where we put our force of intention, right? But not forcing things. I know it sounds hard. we put our force of intention, but we don't force things, right? Like we put our force of intention, but then we don't force things. We're energetically patient. And this is what we mean in relationality to, like, this is how we arrive towards manifestation goals, right? Because I keep on hearing, it allows the context of not saying, like, why isn't it happening, but almost like I keep on saying, the space by which one pays attention to the ways that things can energetically play out. And so one of the things that I keep on seeing in relationality to that type of work right now has to do, and I keep on hearing, a lot of the energy working on, like, being, I keep on hearing, being energetically in a space of alignment, which is again not the space by which you say that, it's not about the self. It's not about the observation of what one is trying to do. It's the observation of moving in accordance towards what one has a sense of purpose of. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now, like working, like I keep hearing, like working towards that energetic space, like working towards that energetic capacity. It's like I keep on seeing, it's the energy that and this is what I meant about those, and I'm going to describe, this is the feeling that's happening across all of the frequencies that unifies upon it. Allowing oneself to just be present is what I keep on hearing, right? Like the anchor right now is the present, because And this has to do, and I need to work you guys through this. So remember how I said that the energy right now coming into divine union is working through Neptune lessons. The energy deep within divine union is working through Saturn lessons. The energy right now that is in separation is working through moon lessons, right? Just center in the present. Just be, and how do you resolve those? You stay energetically centered in the present, right? Which isn't, I keep on saying, you don't allow yourself to be too pulled back into past experience. You don't let yourself get ahead of yourself. You just stay, like I keep on hearing, and it has to do with when you feel energetically triggered. When you feel energetically triggered, remember who you are. I'm going to say that again. When you feel energetically triggered, remember who you are, which is the space by which, again, and this is the thing about triggers. You have to recognize and understand 10 of Swords in combination with the 6 of Wands and its reversal. Because it's the space by when we feel triggered, we're right back to where it happened, right? It's like, whoop! It's like, right? Like that's a funny thing with triggers. Triggers make you feel like you're right back in the space by which you're feeling energetically traumatized. But that's why, again, when we feel energetically triggered and we remember who we are, we don't, I keep on hearing, we build into the space of energetically arriving towards it. We observe and we don't absorb. We allow that expansion point. Now, with the 10 of Swords in its upright in combination with the 6 of Wands in its reversal, I keep on seeing that for a lot of, I keep on hearing for like a lot of the energy right now, this could even be like, I feel like these are new relationships that are coming together and they're speaking upon those energetic triggers. They're speaking upon the spaces or the places by which we feel. And I keep on hearing like, this is why we don't allow ourselves. And I keep on hearing there's nothing more indulgent than doing something. I keep on hearing to serve a trigger. And I keep on hearing serving a trigger is not a manifestation goal. Like that's the service of the ego. I'm like, it's great. And this is why we talk about the space by which we recognize and observe what has energetic meaning to us. Because I keep on seeing that the space by which we are able to identify and articulate upon what it is that we're trying to do, like the space by which we're able to energetically integrate upon it. I keep on seeing it's the identification point of allowing for the energy to let go of the past. And so for the energy in separation, I keep on seeing for the energy in separation, like I said, the healthy restoration by which another person comes to them and they articulate upon how much they've energetically transformed. And then immediately feeling like, I keep on hearing like immediately feeling that sense of peace about it, right? Like that's the gift that they're giving each other. Like that's what's so beautiful about some of that energetic restoration. They're giving each other peace for no other reason than to give each other peace. While I keep on hearing for the energy, like the energy that is, how do I describe this? The energy that is building into the sealed separation, I keep on hearing it's the observation or the recognition of not effectively identifying or articulating upon. I keep on hearing the space by which one is able to articulate and identify upon something. I feel like there's that space by which, I keep on seeing it's like I feel like it's energy coming back and saying, are you still feeling that way? Is what I keep on seeing, right? I keep on hearing the difference between someone wanting to have a transformational conversation versus another person checking to see if another person still feels a certain way. I keep on hearing like that's the energetic difference between what feels like it's transformative versus what feels like it's triggering. Now, the new relationships, that's why I see there's so much of that hesitation because they're working through the identification point of hearing a lot of alignment in terms of manifestation goal, but working towards the resolution as to whether the energy has the ability to work towards those goals effectively. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now, It's like letting go of, I keep wondering, it's like letting go of a lot of that anxiety in the process of building into the space of stability. It's like healing from the past. It's like healing from the past. Healing from the past, like even in the space of being able to not allow the past to affect present action while being also informed about that past. I told you, healthy cynicism. Continuing to get clarification between our Ten of Swords in its upright in combination with the Six of Wands in its reversal. We've got here the Hermit card in its reversal. So the thing with the Hermit card in its reversal, and I think that it makes a lot of sense given the fact that we see that this is what we're effectively working through for the end of those temperance relationships that are moving deeper into divine union right now. Because I keep on hearing the energy that's coming into divine union, working through an expansion point, feeling a lot of feelings about something, but working through Neptune's lessons. And Neptune's lessons say, I can't touch. Like when you touch Neptune's stuff, it becomes your stuff, right? It's like when you touch Neptune's stuff, it becomes your stuff. Like it's the energy that says, like working through the counterpart says, don't energetically touch it. And and like the energy of the counterpart not wanting to reawaken something that the energy is working to actively heal from. Now, the energy deep within divine union going through the opposite, going through Saturn's lessons, clarification between our Nine of Cups in its upright and the Hermit card in its reversal. We've got here the Star card in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about that Star card in its reversal, because the Star card in its reversal, and I want to I need to kind of describe this to a certain extent. The Star card in its reversal is the space by which, and I want to describe this as the space by which we understand what it, I keep wondering, the space by which we understand what it means to identify and recognize, like, I keep wondering the space by which we identify and recognize our own energetic point of stability. And this is the thing about it too. It has a lot to do with delivering each other from one another's misconceptions of each other, is what I keep on hearing. Because, and it has to do with the identification point of what it means when we talk about idolatry. Like, idolatry is the space by which we look towards another and we assume things of them, right? It's one of the cruelest things that we do to each other, because it's the space by which we build into the context of caring about one another that allows us to effectively embrace like the things that we feel. And you know, when we work towards that, and I keep on hearing, when we stop trying, I keep on hearing, when we stop trying to energetically impress one another, but we articulate upon how much something means. It's like, it's the space by which I keep on hearing the force of meaning allows us to ascend to something that's even greater than what it is that we look for in one another, right? And that's what we talk a lot about, especially, and I feel like that's what I mean in relationality to the energy that is working through, and I'm talking specifically about those energies that are deep within divine union, that are recognizing and identifying the space by which they are able to, I keep wondering, the space by which we are able to put our force of intention into, like I keep on hearing, like speaking towards energetic purpose, speaking towards something that has that sense of intensity to us, speaking towards the observation of something that we energetically care about or care upon. And so that, and I feel like that is almost like there's something really important that we see is occurring in relationality. And I feel like this is happening across all of the frequencies, right? The ability to identify and speak towards something in such a way that it allows us the ability to transform within it. And so I feel like that's the thing about this energy that's so difficult, is that it's transformational, right? It's transformational, but it also, I keep wondering, it's transformational, but it also requires us to be in the space by which we are able to speak upon the energy of transformation. Or, and I keep on hearing the context that, and I keep on, and this is why it's coming through so much for the energy deep within divine union, because when we care about each other, we love each other through our choices. The ability to, the best expression of love is the ability to allow someone to make choices, right? And so when we observe and understand that the force of love is the ability to make energetic choices, then it's the understanding that so long as those choices do not create a space by which another person is damaged by them, then that is that is the condition of love. But often, and this is why we have to be conscientious of being too much in our ego, because when we want things that are solely for the purpose of the self and we see someone making healthy choices, then we can sometimes distort those choices because they don't feel like they serve the self, right? And this is what we have to effectively work. And this is what we talk about in the difference, right? The difference between disassociating and the difference between non-attachment, which is non-attachment does not mean the ability not to feel things. It's the ability of not wanting to hoard everything. Okay, it's the ability of not, it's the getting rid of the gimme. It's getting rid of the gimme, 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 right? Because when you see, like when you allow for that sense of energetic alignment, like that's what we mean by non-attachment, not non-attachment to feelings, non-attachment to the need to effectively possess everything and anything that you care about. Right? Is what I keep on seeing. So we allow for that. We allow for that context of understanding. And that's why I keep on seeing that there's something profound that's occurring for the energy deep within divine union, because I keep on hearing the energy deep within divine union working through Saturn's lessons, which is the space by which they're saying they're holding into partnership like they never have before. They're articulating to each other and saying healthy energy wants to see us steadfast. And if they see something outside of partnership where another person is being volatile instead of being in a space of celebration, it's the energy that accepts that they see it, but they also say, wow, because it's changing their context and relationality to something that they saw in the past in a massive way. Bottom of the deck on this reading with the Queen of Pentacles in its reversal. Oh, the thing I need to describe about this is there is a sense of energetic weariness that we're just all experiencing, given the prolonged nature of this retrograde. So make sure, I'm going to say it again, don't assume things during these retrograde cycles. And that doesn't mean, I keep on hearing, that doesn't mean you have to put up with things that aren't energetically appropriate. It also doesn't mean don't match energy. There's nothing worse on this earth than matching energy. Because all you do when you match energy with someone is like you see, it's like you just show somebody that they can get you into any modality by doing anything to you. So I keep on hearing, when someone triggers you, remember who you are. And that doesn't mean you can't activate upon it, but make sure that that activation point is something that feels integral to you, doesn't feel like it's just indulging the ego to be able to experience or do something. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, remember it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site, so I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who attended our recent class on the star card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the moon card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, It's not necessary to catch up. I do my best to give you an update on everything we've studied, but it's a great time to join if you'd like to do so, because you have a little bit of time if you want to take a few of those classes. You'll also, you'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage moving towards your tarot goals going forward. You'll also have full access to the Tarot Church Library Class Archive, which is access, as I mentioned, over 19 hours worth of material. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as to my Mystic Meditation articles, which I release bi-monthly. I just released one recently on this full moon we experienced. I will be releasing one shortly on the new moon that we've got coming up. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and receiving these messages, and we will do this again.